doesn't seem to react at all.
The volume is very high.
Yes.
Hey, hello. Check.
I think YouTube doesn't hear you.
Right. And I can see that in my source. Check. You guys can hear me now. All right. Can I get a check from everybody?
Hello. Where's Erickson?
Hello.
All right, good. Now let me get Erickson back in here because somehow Streamlabs just kicks him out. There we go. Say hi, Erickson.
Hello, Sever the Wicked.
Hello, everyone.
All right. Hey, everybody. How's it going? It is Friday, January 12th. Welcome to another FiatLeak live stream. I am here with Price Givens, Dr. Erickson Montero, and the one and only Octo. How are you guys doing today?
Very good.
Sweet. Well,
Good.
there's an interesting situation going on my end. I have a refrigerator being delivered at the moment and being installed. I had to hastily look for where the water line is, and I thought it was in some faraway place, and I started taking tools and prying open stuff and realized it was much easier. There's just a little knob on the side of my house. But yeah, I'm dealing with this. So what I'm going to do is I am going to temporarily hand off the reins of this show to Price Givens to sit in for me and to just talk about everything crypto. I prepared a nice, beautiful sheet for you guys to go over, and I should be back in about 10 minutes or so. But, keep it PG, guys. I'm sure that you guys could be left within your own devices and have a nice stream. Can I believe my words?
I'm sure you do.
All right, guys, we'll have some fun, and I will see you guys shortly.
Shortly.
I had no
See you,
idea
Danny.
he was going to drop that into my lap. Now I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I've got some notes here, and I've got some fantastic co-hosts, and that should be enough.
I think that's enough.
Let's hope it's enough. So I've got on the note here that G/Bets announced all the winners for the over/under Bitcoin bet that ended, I think, on Wednesday.
That's right.
Bet was the line was 46,200, and that line was pretty close.
Very
close. I think the under won it. Is that right, Octo?
Yes, we did.
Oh, well, we are not happy about that. But
I know, but it was so close, and it was so much over that line just minutes before. I already thought I was going to lose that bet. Somehow, somebody did it happen. It wasn't me.
Yeah, go ahead, Erickson.
And they keep dumping. Right now, Bitcoin is going like crazy. It's going down a lot.
Yeah, obviously we know who those people are because there's a new G/Bets for the over/under is 49,000, and I think that's for next Wednesday. And all the people who are dumping are obviously participating in this bet, and they're just trying to manipulate the price to fit their bet on G/Bets.
I think so, and maybe also
it is a little early, but it's possible. I haven't made my pick yet. Have you?
No, I didn't. I thought you bet on the under.
No, that was last week.
I bet it to the under, and I was accused of dumping when we were in the green room before we went live. I was viciously accused of dumping the price of Bitcoin.
Yeah, I think you did. You dumped it.
I want to win that bet.
You've been on the phone with Gary.
I haven't yet, but that phone call could happen at any time.
Hope it's not about Bitcoin.
Okay, let's see. Who is in the chat? I'm going to start from... There's a lot of people in the chat. I'm going to start from the top. We got Musin Ayab, Octo, Perichet, Sports World, Amjad Ali Weinz, Metal Pack, Ria Zali, Amin Famawi, Sajad Shah is in the chat, SJHW, Rusali, Sever the Wicked, aka MRLL55, Muhammad Ali, King 555. This is a full crowd. Look at this. Now we got.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Sports World announced that they are Dabs. Their username is Dabs. So what you guys want to do? Everyone who's in the chat, put your Tangled username so that we can organize a wheel spin later on in this live stream.
Yeah, I think it was just you, Octo. Hopefully it will not happen again.
So it looks like Octo. Octo doesn't see. Well, Octo's not on the live stream anymore. We're gonna need Danny to finish up his refrigerator installation job before Octo can come back in.
Yeah, I think Octo cannot come back again.
Now, you guys can't see this because Octo's been taken off the stream, but we can see him in the green room, and he is throwing a rage. He is breaking things on his desk. He just threw a computer monitor. Danny's going to have some answering to do.
Yeah. Maybe, Price, you can call Danny to his phone.
Okay, Erickson, you want to, so it's just you and me at the moment. You want to tackle one of these topics?
Well, I didn't look at those topics because those were provided by Octo, but we can.
He's going to watch us react to his topics, and he's just going to go further into a rage.
Yeah.
He's beyond control right now. He's way out of control.
What is the first topic brought by Octo?
Kathy Woods from the ARK Investment Fund says that Bitcoin is going to reach 1.5 million by the year 2030 as a result of the ETF approval. She says the price will reach more than $1 million by 2030. She said that on CNBC. She said that on the air to a global audience. And,
what do you think about this? Are we starting to seeing some market manipulation? Because this looks like people trying to bring some FOMO in the media, right?
It's true, and I think that's going to happen more and more as the institutions start to hold Bitcoin as a result of these ETFs. But you know, everyone's used to these wild predictions made by people that have questionable credibility. You know, they're making wild predictions on social media. They're getting views, right? They're getting engagement. But somebody like Kathy Wood is a totally different class of observation. She has a fiduciary responsibility to her shareholders. She's properly and well regulated by the SEC and other institutions. And she cannot make a claim like this unless she has a well thought through model in her hand that justifies that price prediction. So it carries more weight than random guy on Twitter. That's my thought.
Okay, but I think even if she has a model, she cannot bring such a bold prediction to the mainstream media, and unless she is trying to keep people investing in her ETF, right?
Well, she wants that. she wants that, but the rules around what you can say are pretty strict.
Yeah, that's why I think it doesn't make sense that she can say that, because that's pretty bold.
Well, that depends on what's in her model. I mean, her model, she has to have complete conviction in her model and be prepared to present it and defend it to her shareholders.
Can I sue her if I invest in the RK ETF, and and Bitcoin didn't reach 1.5 million in 2030.
Well, you can sue her if you don't like the color of her eyeglasses compared to the color of her shirt, but I mean,
Yeah.
she has 6 years before she can be proven wrong.
That's true. Maybe I'll start the lawsuit before 2030. So
Before buying your island.
yeah.
So let's say we got so many people in the chat. In the chat, why don't you, everyone in the chat, just make a price prediction for Bitcoin for 5 years from now. Just type the dollar amount of what you think Bitcoin will be 5 years from now, and then we'll get back to that. So, Dr. Erickson, the next item on here, and we should be concerned because now Octo he's back on the stream.
And then he's back, yeah.
Yeah.
Danny, you might want to uncover your camera. There you go.
Yeah, and I did.
You were probably looking at the YouTube. Oh, that's cool, Octo. What is that? Is that all the people that missed out on buying crypto?
No, he was covering his face because he was rioting in his own house, and he didn't want to be accused or identified for the damage.
Oh, wow.
I was swearing in 3 different languages.
Because he couldn't get into the live stream.
Yeah.
So, I had a premonition. I had a premonition that someone was gonna have been kicked out because of the software. Sure enough, I'm in the kitchen getting the refrigerator installed. I pull up YouTube to see how the stream's going. I just see Erickson and Price, so I run in there and fix it, and then head back, and they just finished. So
Danny, we only made it through the first topic, but let's hear if Octo has any reaction to that first topic.
Sure.
Yeah, we were on predictions. To the 1.5 million, it's just another one to add to the list. There are so many influential people making predictions, including analysts and investors. And there was one from JP Morgan as well today on the news. There was so many. I kind of made up a tiny script to average them out per year. And the one that I feel kind of comfortable with at the moment is the one for 2024 of $113,000 per Bitcoin. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay. Well, I saw JP Morgan make a price call of 45,000. Or it was basically whatever the price was last week. That was I think that
that was for April, no?
Oh, maybe. But I do put weight in this Wall Street class of analysts that are making price predictions. But I'll caveat that by saying I don't think they have any idea how to value something that doesn't have a CEO, doesn't have a board of directors, doesn't have customers, doesn't have earnings, doesn't have revenue, nothing. I don't know. They have no idea how to value that. So they've got to figure that out and be wrong a lot.
It's like the cavemen who just discovered fire, and they're speculating the things that they could do with fire, but they're still figuring it out. Do you know what I mean? Because it's an element on its own.
Yeah,
that's why I love.
It's really based on analysis of previous numbers and data, historical data, kind of like you could do for gold. Although
that's
in the last stream.
That's why
go ahead.
I would say that's why I laughed at the prediction from Katie Wood for 1.5 million in 2030 because. And then Price said that maybe she has a model to predict that. And I'll say that the model that she has is a linear regression model that a 7-year-old kid would make. So
she would
I don't think they have.
Is there last stream we talked about Jim Cramer, and we mentioned how there is a trading platform where they use all of Jim Cramer's calls and they do the opposite.
Yeah, inverse Kramer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I wonder if they have
maybe-
one for Kathy Woods. I mean, I wonder if her predictions and analysis have been in the green or in the red. You know,
She has a
historically.
lot of haters, but I think she's been in this space longer than all the other people that are trying to do analysis on this. And let me just tell you one thing.
Bryce, you
Yeah.
just said that she doesn't know how to model this. You said that
I
those
said
people.
that Wall Street. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's 100,000 analysts on Wall Street who are all going to be producing research to try to make a call, and they don't know what they're doing.
And she's in the Wall Street too. Why
She is,
does
but she's been in Bitcoin for at least 3 years. So I'll tell you something really fundamental that I don't think that the Wall Street class of investors. Bitcoin is such a mind-blowing thing that takes a long time to understand. Here's an example. You said, so Octo said gold. Well, gold, like every other commodity, and you could consider Bitcoin a commodity. When the price of gold goes up, there's an incentive for the miners to work harder, to produce more gold, to take advantage of that higher price. Same with oil, right? And when the price of a stock goes up, there's an incentive for the board of directors to dilute that stock and issue more shares to take advantage of it. Bitcoin is one of the only commodities, maybe the only commodity on earth, where the price cannot influence the rate of production. It's static. There's going to be a block produced on average every 10 minutes for the rest of time, and the price cannot change that.
Yeah.
So the scarcity of Bitcoin and its ignorance of the market that's sitting on top of it is unparalleled.
Absolutely. I think a lot of techniques that would apply to the stock market have been employed to do these predictions somehow, and they completely do not count because they are based on something that it's completely different, as you say. I think the price going up, it could incentivize a growth in the amount of miners, therefore maybe speeding up a little bit the process, but it would not make such a big impact.
It would only speed up for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It'd speed up for 2 weeks, then the protocol would reset the difficulty of the math, and they'd be right back down to a 10-minute hard problem to solve.
Yeah.
How about the current Bitcoin price? Are you guys seeing these red waves happening on FiatLeak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
Going
red
down.
booms.
Or
But I'm seeing it just on Bitcoin mostly. I mean, there's a slight bit of red here and there. The correlation has vanished almost completely, which is very odd compared to any other day or any other time.
Have you noticed any liquidations from leverage trades?
Well, I've noticed that there was not many. There was not many on the book. Since a few days before the ETF approvals and afterwards, it's been quite volatile because on the chart it looks like a little bit, of ups and downs, but it was thousands ups and downs. And there has been some liquidations, not as big as the previous week, for example. It's not too much on the book.
Now, what do you guys think about the second item on the list under Bitcoin? U.S. Bitcoin ETF sees 4.6 billion in volume in the first day of trading. Low fees by issuer spark race for market share, as we discussed on the last stream.
Last time, yeah.
Yeah, Bitcoin hits 2-year high from the time that this was written. Traders closely eyed a bid-ask spread. And then over here it says... U.S. listed Bitcoin exchange traded funds saw 4.6 billion worth of shares traded hands as of Thursday afternoon, according to LSEG data, as investors jumped into landmark products approved by U.S. securities regulator on Wednesday. 4.6 billion in, I guess, a 24-hour period. It's quite significant.
Yeah, it was like in the first hour, pretty much.
Really.
What went in right away? Yeah. Okay, so although the ETFs, they have their own stock. It's like saying that, BlackRock was on top of the stock market as a gainer
True.
the day before.
11
And
spot Bitcoin ETFs approved. I just love that number for obvious reasons, but that's really impressive. I wasn't thinking it was going to be like a
Yeah.
2-digit number that was
it
going
was
to get
quite a
approved.
bit, yeah. And the race for the lowest fees, was kind of funny. It was just up to minutes before the deadline for amendment of the
Really?
applications. Everybody started going, okay, I think it started at 1.5% in fees, and it was, okay, I'm doing half of that, and then I'm doing 0.025%.
Did anybody offer money? We'll pay you to.
Well, they went as far as going the first 3 or 6 months of trading will be feeless and things like that.
I love it. It's a
Obviously,
race
they
to
were
the bottom.
trying to catch as many flies as possible
Right.
to go into it. But I did see the actual stock ETF. It went up to kind of like started like many other coin market. It went up to what, $30, so 31, and then immediately dropped to about 23, 24.
Octo, where can we see the order book for one of those funds?
Right, I saw it on.
Because to me, that's more important than the volume. The volume's cool because it shows that no other ETF in the history of the world has generated more excitement than the Bitcoin ETF. But the number is just kind of a trophy number. The volume doesn't mean anything. I want to see where the trades are going to go, because and another thing that I don't think that all of Wall Street is ready for is the level of supply shock that Bitcoin can produce when a very small amount is soaked up from all the exchanges and people keep buying on the ETF.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll go parabolic.
Yeah. There's
New
that will
strategy.
be like a short squeeze.
Huge squeeze. That Wall Street does not used to these types of squeezes.
Yeah.
Because you can always print more stock certificates.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the ETF, they have to buy in the end of the day, right? To balance their basket. So,
yeah, the authorized participants.
So yeah, that can be a big squeeze. Or maybe they can just fake that they have it.
That might happen in the gold ETFs.
Wow.
Well, I think
that's
they
legal.
have to. I think Coinbase has to tell that they indeed has the items in their basket or their wallet, but Coinbase can say, okay, they have it, but they don't have it.
I don't think they would want to do that. So you've got the custodian, then you've got the authorized participants who hold the underline in their name, then you've got the ETF, and I don't think that Coinbase has any benefit to breaking the law to cover for the authorized participant.
Yeah, but the same way we thought that Robinhood would have no advantage on stopping GameStop trading on their platform, and they did that to save.
I gotta watch that movie.
Yeah, so they did that to save their partners. So maybe Coinbase will have to do that eventually to save their partners.
I have a quick question.
Sorry.
Yeah, I have a quick question for you guys. Since I was absent the first part of this stream, did you guys announce that we will be doing a wheel spin at the end of this stream?
I did mention
Not
that.
yet.
Oh, thank you. Okay, cool. So, are we going to go ahead and initiate the names, or are we going to wait till the end?
Well,
I think
producer
could.
Danny, the torch of the host job has been passed back to you. I am not hosting this.
Right. So I'm not sure, like, when you made the announcement, if you were telling people to add their names to the.
It was right at the beginning. We went through everybody that was in the chat, all the names of everybody we see.
So in other words, we're going to be taking the names now, or are we going to do a CTA at the end and only those people can be entered?
I was perfectly ambiguous when I said it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because we're just under 20 people, I'm going to say this now, that we're going to only accept the names once we call it out after XRP news, because we're going to be moving on to XRP news shortly after we wrap up this BTC segment. Do you guys have any final thoughts on Bitcoin for this week and the road ahead?
It's unclear for me right now what's going to happen over the
Yeah, and I
weekend.
think that feeling of uncertainty, and it's kind of
deafening
all around. It's going all around.
The
volumes are showing there is some hesitation in playing with Bitcoin until people see, a clear move caused by, the ETFs or anything else. The only thing I can again stress out, it's the uncorrelation to the rest of the market. It's something that I haven't seen in a very long time. Like it's happening now.
I think we have to wait until the stock market close.
Yeah, because play a few days and see what they come up with, how they play.
Happens Monday when they open.
I think to me the important thing is that all the people who are trading or accumulating on the ETF, you have to realize that they all have a cost basis, a price at 45,000 or above so far. So you can think of, and they're not doing this to make 1% or 5%. So you can think that Wall Street is forming a floor at 45,000, a floor of bids, and people on the ETF are not going to sell below that.
True.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see in the end of today's trading hours to see how much Bitcoin those ETFs have in their basket, and to see if they have increased or reduced the amount of Bitcoin, because that will tell us if there is demand or lack of demand for Bitcoin on those ETFs. And depending on those numbers, I think Bitcoin might keep going down or have a completely big turnover and start pumping again.
Yeah, I think the 4.5 billion we've seen that were bought, or they can just buy it. ETF market, it's about a tenth of what was supposed to go into the market. So I think there's a lot of more buying coming in today. Stock market is still open for a few hours. Then it will stop on the weekends. But today, for example, at now, as for now, the price would be a lot more advantageous than it was yesterday when they opened the market.
Yeah, it'll be so cool if we, like, let's say Bitcoin closes, the cash market closes and it's at 42, and then you go through the weekend and the cash market price is 47.
That's what's
Monday morning. You've got a gap to fill. That's what's fun to watch.
I totally
that will be
that
crazy.
happening.
Then you'll have a stock market ETF form on Monday, and all those people kicking themselves in the behind, saying, "Damn it, I should have bought from."
As Sports World says on the chat, it's a Friday dump, And shout out to Sports World. I've been reading what you're saying in the chats, and I have to say I agree with everything that you're saying.
Now, is Sports World, is that our good buddy Dabs?
It is, yes.
It is Dabs. Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's why he says, I can't wait for the price to hit 69. LOL.
There's no LOL there.
There's no very LOL. Good Sports World.
Well, pun intended, but that was the ATH, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That is right on the nose, at least on Coinbase.
Yeah.
Right on the nose, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's just been sort of downplay to the halving because of all this. I think that's much bigger event for the Bitcoin market
Well,
that we should, keep an eye on.
Well, speaking of Bitcoin, I don't know, did you guys go over the bets on happening on Tangle.com?
Very well.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
spoke about that. Yeah.
Cool. So make sure you guys put in your new bets in if Bitcoin will be over or under 49,000 on Wednesday. Now, if we think that Bitcoin has a chance of hitting 47 on Monday, the sky's the limit. So put your bets in. Shout out to the winners of last week's. There was 5 of you, and you all chose below, and you each won, I believe, 3 million Milliks.
Wow.
So with that said, I know that can handle your rent, I'm sure, depending where you live. Okay, so let's move on to some XRP news here. I think the first one I want to address is one that we tweeted out on X few days ago, and for whatever reason it was miscommunicated. We as in me, I replaced shares with $XRP, causing a ruckus in the conversation, saying this is fake news, you're lying, they're buying shares, they're not buying XRP. I totally caught the mistake. I am human. I will be replaced, but until then, I am sorry. And so with that said, this is one of the latest news items for Ripple. Let's go. Ripple valuation hits $11.3 billion, holding $25 billion in crypto like XRP. Ripple's move repossesses sold shares have put the company's valuation over $11 billion, with its bag of cryptocurrencies estimated at over $25 billion. Wow. Ripple valuation $11.3 billion. In recent development, anonymous sources have confirmed that Ripple has taken steps to reclaim sold shares. In particular, the prominent payment firm will acquire $285 million worth of shares from early investors and employees. The investment or tender offer established Ripple's valuation at $11.3 billion. It is crucial to highlight that investors are constrained to sell up to a maximum of 6% of their stake. This ensures a controlled and measured approach to the share buyback initiative. I didn't know that you could kind of limit the amount that investors can share or sell.
These shares of Ripple must be off the market, right? This must be private placement trades.
Okay, then that would make more sense.
I've never is Ripple traded publicly? I hadn't heard of that. And by the way, if it was, so the odd thing about this is that these buybacks that they've committed to do are at a valuation that's half the book value of the company. So I would guess that they had some early investors in Ripple stock. Those investors want to cash out. They are price insensitive. They just want the money. And Ripple said, fine, but it's going to be at a steep discount.
Yeah.
Reading between the lines, Price. That's good. This is valuable.
I could be I'm totally uneducated on this.
Well,
Twitter, don't hate me.
Well, you're speculating.
Total speculation.
However, it's an educated speculation. It's not just out of your, dark side,
That's true, Danny, but it's not speculation to say that the XRP army keeps a list and they bring receipts if you cross them. And I don't want to be on that list.
That's true.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, but that's Ripple. That's Ripple, the company, which, as we know, is nothing really to do with XRP's price and the XRP token.
Yes and no. I would put a nice, beautiful, shiny asterisk to that.
Yeah, there is apparently a.
Yeah, if they're holding 25 billion of some mix, including XRP, on their balance sheet, and investors aren't treating that at full value, then it does have some impact on the price.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's a small. What's the market cap of XRP?
It's pretty massive.
XRP is 32 billion, and as we know, XRP holds half of the 100 million supply
in escrow.
Yeah, so that would make it cool 16 billion. Yeah. So we're talking about 283 millions in the Ripple shares. It's small part compared to that. 32 billion market cap for XRP.
Right. So in continuation of the XRP SEC novella saga, the latest with this suit is that the SEC wants court to compel Ripple to produce financial statements. The commission said the request was related to a July ruling in which a judge said XRP only qualified as a security when sold to institutional investors. Lawyers with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission have filed a motion in federal court attempting to compel Ripple to produce certain documents related to its enforcement action. In a January 11th filing in the U.S. District Court of the Southern District of New York, the SEC requested Judge Sarah Netburn issue an order requiring Ripple to produce financial statements from 2022 to 2023 and post-complaint contracts governing institutional sales. The commission said that contracts containing information on institutional sales were regarding a July 2023 ruling in which a judge said XRP only qualified as a security when sold to institutional investors. So they're digging for a gotcha, I believe is what this reads to me. But again, it's more the back and forth with the SEC and XRP.
Well, that's a shocking ruling to me. And Gary Gensler is going to think it's even more shocking than I am, because he has painted the vast majority of cryptocurrencies as securities.
Yeah.
And those have not been sold to institutions. They've been sold in initial offerings to retailers. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be appealed or countersued by the SEC, I think.
Does that ruling provide, lack of better words, an immutable class of investors that or of assets? Like,
well, to me, that ruling says that I can behave in a 180-degree different way that I have been behaving relative to Milix and how I talk about it, who I talk about it with, who I propose to sell it to, and raising money that way. If what she says is true, that changes my world.
Pretty much
meaning
everybody.
It would provide more freedom and freedom in almost every level, and in how you can communicate, utilize, and speak of and share Milix or any cryptocurrency for that matter.
Yep.
How you do business with it, everything.
Yep.
So in many ways, to me, is based on that July 2023 ruling, Ripple's already, running down the final stretch to hit the finish line in winning this case, but the SEC is almost grasping at straws to try to retake the narrative. But if this ruling becomes precedent, that's great news for crypto.
Yeah, if this ruling.
Oh, we lost you, Price. Hang in there.
Yeah.
Hang in there. Hold that thought. We're going to bring you right back in. Looks like Streamlabs
totally
knocked him out. Okay. Stay there.
Yeah,
he's back.
All right, Price. Go ahead and finish your thought.
Well, if this ruling was made with and first of all, you can't accuse a judge of making a ruling with other intentions. But if the thought here was that we're going to make this statement that declares that nothing is a security unless it's sold to institutions. Now we want to look at your book to see if you sold to institutions. That is going to be, and even if Ripple's guilty of this, it's going to be one step forward and a million steps backwards for the regulators that have to abide by this ruling.
Yeah. Kind of like backdate and everything before you even knew it was legal or not. Then there's gonna have to be so many other people that's going under the same knife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like if certainly they would decide to change the tax on something, and then but now you're gonna have to pay back the last 10 years where the rate was different.
It's just gonna compel more people to get into decentralized based projects and currencies to deal with their. Oh my God! Look, we lost everyone all at once. Hang in there, everybody. We're going to bring them all back. This is Streamlabs.
One of you two.
All right, guys. So there we go. We're back. That was really weird. Thanks, Streamlabs. Hashtag thanks, Streamlabs. What were we
getting a lot of
about?
good publicity from our streams lately.
I mean, we need to find an alternative. That's for sure. There's like one surprise after another, really. But
I told you the one we should try.
Ninja, correct? Is it Ninja?
Yeah. Video Ninja, made for OBS, completely free, up to 4 guests, so it should handle our streams no problem.
Okay, well,
we can test it anyway. It doesn't hurt
should test it.
Yeah.
So just a quick shout out to everyone in the stream. We appreciate you. We're going to go ahead and run the game where add your usernames, your Tangled usernames. This point forward, you will be entered into the wheel spin at the end of the show. So if you had posted it earlier, it doesn't count. It's from this point forward. It's after the latest message that says, "Hi, Bora Ergel from SJHW." Post your usernames and you have a chance to earn some Millix. You were talking about basically more regulation is bad, but it's good to fuel the fire of more people, getting involved in cryptocurrencies and decentralized projects. So with that said, if we move on to some Ethereum news, I saw a couple articles out today about Vitalik Buterin proposing to raise the limit of gas fees, which had a slew of different developers raise their hands up in the air and be like, "Are you kidding me right now? It's hard enough to run transactions and operate on Ethereum. You're going to make it more expensive." So one of the articles that I quoted here, if I could find it, is Ethereum developers voice concern over gas limit hike proposed by Vitalik Buterin. Ethereum developers are expressing concerns over Vitalik Buterin's latest proposal to raise the gas limit by 33%, citing worries about the growing size of the blockchain state. I want to hear some of your feedback on the blockchain state. Yes, exactly. But let me finish reading this and then please comment on that. Again, citing worries about the growing size of the blockchain state. The second largest blockchain, Ethereum, is currently at a crossroads over a proposal by its co-founder. On January 11th, funny enough, he picked that date, Buterin recommended a 33% increase in the gas limit, a change aimed at enhancing the network's throughput. The proposal suggests raising the limit from the current 30 million to 40 million, potentially allowing more transactions per block and increasing the network's capacity. Do comment. Ericsson, Price, Octo, what do you guys got?
Yeah, you said something about he doesn't want to raise the price that you will have to pay. What he wants is to raise the gas limit on one block. So how many transactions or you can put in a block. So he wants to increase the gas limit by 33%. That means you can put more data in a block. It means you can send more transactions, validate more transactions in a block.
So it's not a fee.
Yeah, it's not a fee, so that can be good to increase the throughput, so the network will be faster. But it means that blocks are bigger, so you have a bigger. They're gonna work harder, and the networks, the blockchain size, which is the amount of data you add to the blockchain, will increase. But I don't think that's really linear, because what I see here is that you can add more transactions in a block. I don't see, if price doesn't change, I don't see people spamming the network with shit transactions. They will keep also they will keep transacting just what they have to transact, like they do right now. They are not going to spam the network Like if you go to Polygon, you see zero. Let's say you see transactions for 0 USDT to wallets. Those transactions are just scamming transactions because you pay very small fees to create those transactions, and that's a scam. So usually they calculate an address that is very similar to your wallet address. They send you a transaction. So next time, if you want to, let's say you want to send your address to a friend, you go to your transactional history, you see, oh, this is my address, let me copy it. It's very similar to your address, but it's not your address.
Yeah, that's one
because
way.
you receive the transaction for 0 USDT, and that's just.
Oh, we lost that.
The powers that be just took Ericsson off because he was about to drop like the
block
bombs.
got too big to handle.
Yeah. That's like I was saying.
I was just gonna quickly add to that thought. The block getting bigger, it would probably make it a little slower instead of faster. I think it could be just an adjustment due to the fact that, well, all technology, bandwidth, and everything, it's growing faster.
I don't think
probably, as you were saying, something not linear, it would not make so much of a difference in the speed because of that. Otherwise, the block getting bigger, it should make it slower.
I don't think it makes it slower. Let's say
more cars in the highway, isn't it? Like going to one block.
It's slow to create a block, but because you can add more transaction in a block, you have, let's say, you will have a lot of.
I see. You have less blocks, but the same amount of transaction at the end of the day.
You have the same number of cars on the train. You're just putting more seats in each train car.
Yeah, that's it. So the throughput will be higher. The block time calculation is more deep. The calculation of a block is the creation of a block and validation is higher. The time you need to do the process, but you can add more transactions in a block. It means that the network throughput will increase.
I just don't see how this doesn't slow down the network. I'm just not, that elevated as far as my thinking.
It doesn't slow down the network. It makes the size of the blockchain larger in megabytes units.
Yeah,
I see.
But what I think about this, so the fact that Vitalik, I have to see the article, but one of the defining characteristics of something that's defined as a security is that there's a single participant, whether it's a person or a company, that has significant influence on the performance of the underlying. So what this is describing is that Vitalik has that influence, and Gary Gensler, who I think has publicly said that Bitcoin and Ethereum are both commodities, not securities, is going to look back in his Twitter account and find a tweet from 2 years ago that was the result of a hack because he didn't actually mean what he said.
Well, I don't think Vitalik has all the power, but he has a big influence, but not the power. I think there must be consensus in the Ethereum core team or core developers to implement this. As he just suggested it. It doesn't mean that they are going to do it.
Right.
But he has a big voice there. Maybe they will implement this, but it's not a rule. He's not a ruler there.
Ericsson, let me ask you, as a developer, and a cryptographer, and a computer science doctor, if I'm not mistaken,
Twice.
As a developer, how would this worry you? Why would you be worried about this? Why are developers raising concern? What are some of your thoughts on that? What it could be?
I don't think the developers are worried about the code or how to implement this. I think they are more worried about I think the size of the blockchain, but I don't think that's
What
don't think
worries
that's a
them
big
about the
problem.
size of the blockchain? What worries them about that?
Because you will have biggest blocks, so it means that to keep a state, you need to keep the network state. You need a biggest machine to handle all that information. But it's not because of the code; it's because of the requirements to run the code.
The hardware.
Yeah, the hardware.
So
yeah, in terms of hardware.
Yeah. So it's
Milix solves that.
And how does Milix solve that, Price?
Milix is not a blockchain. And when you're running a node, you can run a full node or a light node. And the light node only keeps track and only stores locally the transaction data that involves your wallet or your address. So regardless of how much throughput the network has, no matter how many transactions are happening, the size of the transaction ledger is manageable for every single participant.
That is the benefit of using a DAG.
A DAG.
Yeah.
As only Milix can.
Milix. The future. The future. The future. The future. That was an echo.
Right.
Are we going to do a wheel spin?
Oh my God, Price, calm down. I don't know. Ever since this whole ETF news, you've been unhinged.
Yes, I'm just very on edge.
Market division, what is it? 4 p.m. in USA?
It's
No.
12 p.m. here. 12.
It's not 11:11.
It's not 11:11. It's 12:12. It's equal twin brother. But it's 9:12 in Los Angeles, and yeah, we're 52 minutes into this stream, and boy, has it been a fun one. Do you guys want to talk about any other news, or should we listen to Price and just get on with it and spin the wheel?
What do you? What
I have one.
I see that we have a headline for Ethereum ETF, right?
We do.
Do you think that this is the next move? It's something that is going to happen fast, or will it
let me go ahead and read it,
year?
and we can go ahead and go from there. Also, keep in mind that in a previous episode of FiatLeak Livestream, we were talking about April is the tentative date for an XRP ETF. And if you think Ethereum is before XRP, we have April as a timeline. It should be before April. But let me go ahead and read this. Ethereum. Okay, this is Ethereum news. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink sees value in ETH ETF. While speaking to CNBC, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink said he sees value in having a spot Ethereum ETF. Fink comments come on the heels of the 11 spot Bitcoin BTC ETFs being approved by the U.S. SEC. U.S. investors have long asked for spot ETFs for the cryptocurrency space. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, has already applied for a spot Ethereum ETF. Other firms that have submitted applications include Vancheck, 21 Shares, and ARK, Grayscale, etc. So it's so funny. January 11th, 11 ETFs approve. That's 11/11, guys. I'm just seeing a pattern. I don't know. Is it the universe? But yeah, so Erickson, you brought this up. So when do you think an Ethereum ETF is going to come to light in the U.S.?
I think it will take a long time. I don't think it's something that will happen in the next 3 to 6 months, because Ethereum works completely. The way it works is not the same as Bitcoin. So I think the test that they are going to do on Ethereum has to be different. It's not the same test they run at Bitcoin to see if it's a security or not.
I promise you,
Price has some.
I promise you that Larry Fink doesn't know and doesn't care what any of those differences are. When he says that the ETF for Ethereum has value, he's thinking fees, baby.
True.
It's something I can buy and sell.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is.
I think, yeah, I think for everything, I think that's just business. They want the fees, but for the tech, I think that's different, and they have to run some tests to see if Ethereum can pass and be traded in the stock market.
I'll be impressed if they actually do that much diligence. I think that that sounds like somebody made a press release.
I don't think it's a press release. It's just a post in. I think it was in Twitter or Reddit. I think it was in an AMA on Reddit where he told that.
I
It
think
was
that
an article then.
People in the chat are saying that there's issues with the stream, and now they're saying we're
Yes.
back. Okay,
It
know,
has
guys.
been rolling for a little while. I think it's back now.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm sure it'll catch up and provide you with everything that we just said on the
Is
stream.
it a solar flare or something happening on your end?
On my end, no, just probably just bad luck. Just bad luck.
Yeah.
But you know, thank you, Seattle John, in the chat for providing us some in-depth technical analysis with his emojis. We have a tea kettle, a piece of cake, a volcano erupting, and it looks like some blue underwear.
underpants.
Yeah, some underpants.
Oh, is that volcano from where?
So if the
Is that
El Salvador, of
volcano
course.
would
Exactly.
yeah?
be exploding. So if it explodes,
Maybe he's mining. He's using the volcano to mine Bitcoin, volcano energy.
Oh, that's right.
We got some bikinis now. Thank you, Seattle John. Way to spice things up. And then I have a hunch that the Pack cartel is eager for a wheel spin, and that's what they're here for. You know, that's the milkshake that
read
brings
the
the
audience,
boys
Danny.
to the yard. You know.
You never read the audience then.
Oh wow. Okay, so let me go ahead and pose this. I want somebody in the chat, maybe an SJHW, and the one and only SJHW. If you can compile the names for us, we will greatly appreciate that. But if you can't, anybody else, just shoot me a direct message with the names on Tangled Social. I'll drop them right into the wheel spin, and we will get going on the wheel spin. So if you guys don't mind, thank you. Okay, King55 says not only for the spin. I believe you, King55. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. All right. So on to maybe one last news item, unless you guys still want to talk about the darling boy of the altcoins, Vitalik Buterin. Is there any hot takes?
Only one. Looking at the market summary of FiatLeak, I've seen the appearance of something that we mentioned on the last stream on Tuesday. Tuesday.
AVAX, is it?
Which was we briefly spoke about Litecoin, Bitcoin's ugly brother that hasn't been around and hasn't been on the news for a long time, and it made its appearance on the market summary and on some of the news and chart viewing sites that I check every day, and it's been up there. It was a number one a little while ago on the summary. It's been flipping over with Siacoin SC, which, as we know, it's the coin that pays you to rent out portions of your hard drive. But yeah, Litecoin has had a bit of growth in the last day after being kind of steady for quite a while.
Now, if we were to compare Litecoin to a commodity, and let me preface by saying there's nothing valuable in what I'm about to ask, but it's just all hypotheticals. What commodity would you compare Litecoin to in the world of commodities? Gold being Bitcoin, I guess, or oil.
Yeah, I think saying silver would be a bit too much.
It's
more
like
silver.
corn maybe.
More like I don't know, bleach.
What is the appeal to put any money into Litecoin at this point in time?
if you want to burn it.
Maybe. Burn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buy it to burn it, so the price might go up. But then if you burn it, you don't have any.
Aluminum, says Sports World, aka Dabs. That's a good one.
Octo doesn't know what the word aluminum is. It's aluminium, Octo.
Aluminium.
No,
aluminium is how you say it in every language but English. So it's just like us and our imperial measurements, we're just...
Which is, I think most of the times I pronounce it and I get corrected by my daughter or anybody else in England.
Oh, really?
In Italian, it's alluminio. So it's aluminum.
Yeah, it's aluminium.
Sounds more in tone with how I would say it.
So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start loading up the Wheel of Joy, aka the Tangled Wheel Spin app. And those of you that are still here, we are going to get started on that. And Price is going to take off earlier. So everyone say bye to Price over here. See you later, Price.
Bye, Price.
We'll talk to you soon.
See you, Price.
Bye, Price.
Hi, guys.
Have a great day. All right. So, yeah. So there he is. And there he goes. So I am loading up this wheel here. And maybe while we just continue our chat, I'll manually add the names in. But I will pose the request to Erickson and Octo to keep us entertained while I do this. What are you guys looking out for in the coming week and month when it comes to crypto? I have my insights, but I think right now we're shaking some weak hands. A lot of it was hype that was inflating the market a little bit, but I think we're going to have a nice bounce back come Monday. I really do. I think we have a lot of upside. What do you guys think?
I think weekends have been great lately. Normally retail chills out on the weekends, but the last few weekends we've had a lot of price action.
Yes.
Interesting price action on many, many different coins. Well, including the big ones.
I think in the next weeks, I think it's an opportunity for traders to adjust their strategy.
Yes.
To trade with the ETF and the weekends and what happens in the weekends. So they may just try to figure out how it's the best way to take advantage of the ETF during the weekend.
The market. Yeah, definitely. As usual, I do a little bit of trading the volumes, and as I said previously, this week I was playing a little bit with people. That's a coin.
Trading people. That's a bit dangerous.
And kind of taking advantage of a few of the dips that happened because of this small Bitcoin correction. I think the most impressive one for this week, regardless of the ETF, it's been Ethereum again. It's had a pretty nice pump. I believe it touched it went over $2,700. Is a price it hasn't seen for quite a long time.
Yeah. Octo, you as a trader, how would you trade the ETF, one of those ETFs, during the weekend? Would you trade? Let's say that Friday you have a position, and then Bitcoin suddenly start moving.
I normally when it's like this, I would trade it against not against the dollar. I would trade it against the least correlated coin I can find paired with Bitcoin. In my case, DUG Constellation. It's a coin that I often trade with paired with Bitcoin. So whatever happens to the price of Bitcoin, I end up with more Constellation or vice versa. So I do accumulation on either one or the other one. So I definitely I wouldn't trade it against the dollar on a market like this. And yeah, that's one that is being showing a very crazy and different correlation over the time that I've known this coin.
Yeah.
So it's one that I play with during the weekend.
So you say that imagine that you hold a position in an ETF, the market closed on Friday, you would hedge your position on an uncorrelated currency.
Altcoin, yeah.
Altcoin, yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
In this case, I wouldn't have waited for the end of the day Friday because, as expected a little bit, it did correct in the case of Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
On the yesterday, on the ETF day, the 11th, which now will go down in history, I definitely would have sold some of that Bitcoin position I had for something that hasn't moved on that day, provided the pair exists.
Yeah.
As it does in the case of Bitcoin, I think is the second cryptocurrency that has more pair than anything else after stable coins.
Yeah.
So I look at the charts at whatever / Bitcoin, and what pops out, it's what I trade with. Always keeping an eye on volumes because that's very important. If you want to see price action move.
What do you say about this volume, today's volume, comparing with the yesterday when the market opened and Bitcoin spiked to 49?
It wasn't that much, the volume. In fact, I was quite surprised. The volume on Bitcoin, it's still way below 10% of the market cap. The crypto volume in general, it's been down, when Friday normally it's a day where it's up. I mean, only today is 20% down from yesterday. It's around 145 billion. Yesterday it was just barely over 100 billions. It wasn't that great. There was a bit of a spike towards the end of the day. But overall, I remember yesterday seeing the total crypto market cap breaking the $1.9 trillion. And today we are back to 1.81, 82. So, that's a lot of billions. That's
a big movement there.
Yeah. But again, down another point or two, more like 2.5 since yesterday, Bitcoin dominance. It made it over 50% a short while ago after not being there for a while. And today we have 48.4-ish. So Bitcoin dominance is going down, which relates to what I was saying before, this uncorrelation to the rest of the market. That's why there was a lot more coins pumping yesterday instead of Bitcoin. In the last
From
few
what
days,
I see right now, they are starting to come back, right? If you look at the FiatLeak market summary, we only have 5 gainers. And
yeah, I see one at the moment. And again, it went back to being Litecoin.
Yeah, so it means that those...
They're catching up. Yeah, they're starting to feel the dump. Even Ethereum, if you look at all the charts behind me as well, maybe you can't see it because it's quite small on the screen, but now they're starting to have a little bit of red. And slowly, Bitcoin, it's dropping to new lows. It was 43.5. Now I broke 43.4. It touched 43.3. It's slowly losing.
Do you think we are going back to? Are we going back to 40?
I don't think this weekend. No, not in the next few days. I don't think. I think before a stock market close today, it's going to start going back up. There will definitely be some of these new ETF players buying this dip. The people that didn't buy yesterday, or even the ones that did buy yesterday, but they might buy a little more before market close today.
From what happened, I think from what happened yesterday, we may say that right now we have a big resistance set at 49, which will be hard to break.
Yeah. Yeah,
Real quick, I
49.
just want to say that the list that was provided to me for the wheel did not include MRLL55 and metal packs. So because of that, I saw that price and I won some Millix. I believe it was just south of 20 million. So I will split that amount and send you each 10 million. Some of you may not think that's fair, but because they weren't added, congratulations for having the, sorry prize. But yeah, let's go ahead and give our final thoughts while we're still here. We're about an hour and a half of this stream, and I just want to preface by saying thank you guys for sticking around today and being a part of this stream every week and being loyal viewers and supporters. We really do appreciate that greatly. We have a very interesting week and month ahead in crypto as we are very much into the bull market now. And for better, for worse, we know that Bitcoin and Bitcoin ETFs has completely taken over the financial news cycle. And I think it's for the better. And there's going to be a lot of opportunities and new innovations related to crypto. So it's a great time to be a part of it. And I think we're still very, very early in the grand scheme of things historically. And I'll leave you with that, and I'll pass it off to my co-host here. And you give us your final thoughts to leave us with the weekend.
Yeah. Final thought would be take advantage of this dip, even in small amounts, but I think it's one that should be it should be played with.
Definitely.
Because you never know. It could be one of the last for a little while.
True.
Always depending on what kind of trading you do, if it's long-term holding, long-term swing trading, or day trading. But as for day trading and quick profits,
it was a good day for a day trader, right?
It was absolutely. I mean, you see Bitcoin going from 43 to almost 49,000, back down to 46. That's in percentage, it's something that nothing else in the stock market sees percentages like that in a day or in hours.
Yeah, so, it can be a very nice opportunity for many who know how to take advantage of that.
Absolutely, yeah.
What about you, Erickson? Okay. Any final words for the weekend to come in the week?
Your bets.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things that I want to say is that you should put your bets on Tangle.com on g/bed. And also subscribe to g/bed. And if you don't have an account on Tangle.com, create an account and follow us. Danny at Tangle.com, Erickson at Tangle.com, Otto at Tangle.com, and Price.
Yeah, we can't forget Price. Yeah. We can't forget Price. And if you haven't already, guys, we greatly appreciate if you like this video on YouTube, share it and like it on X, aka Twitter. Leave us a comment, tell a friend, and as always, thank you for joining us. We will be back here on Tuesday. It should be 15:15 UTC, our regular timing. And until then, just keep on keeping on, and we'll continue the conversation on Tangle.com, guys. We'll talk to you very soon. Everyone have a wonderful weekend.